This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't tell me how to do it. That's all I have to tell you. We're just talking about people in the business that we hate. And by the business, I mean like radio, television, newspapers. It's everything, isn't it? Podcasting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know Tevin hated me that much, but it was
I know. All of a sudden, it was just revealed, and no one understood. You know what I've never understood about that is that people who haven't quite made it really resent the hell out of you if you've made it. They don't like that at all, man. Instead of going, hey, how did it work for you? Would you mind sitting down, having lunch with me, and talking about it, and see if maybe I can make the same move you made? They don't approach it that way. Particularly in Minnesota, by the way. Minnesota's very good at that, again, passive-aggressive deal. How you doing, Tom? Stab, stab, stab. Is that a Scandinavian deal? Is that what that is?
Maybe it's that passive-aggressive stuff.
Yeah, isn't that, they said it's like a Scandinavian deal, apparently. I don't know anything about it. I didn't grow up with a lot of Scandinavians.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that sounds kind of right.
Yeah, but I think it's got to be a kind of a universal problem as well. Because I remember working, in the comedy clubs around, whether it's Minnesota, Arizona, or in Canada, and there's always kind of like the older generation would say, well, we came up performing in, cigarette smoke filled dive bars, getting heckled. It's so much easier for, you YouTube stars to do it today. And then everybody, no matter where they're at, always has some sort of resentment. And it's like, there's enough popularity to go around. Everybody can eat and be successful.
Yeah. I mean, I did recognize that problem right out of the box when he started doing this show, 14, 15, 16 months ago, whenever it was. That because all of these people have their own podcasts, they don't really do many interviews anymore because they have their own podcast to do all their talking. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it changed the business quite a bit. Now, on one hand, it's unfortunate because you don't see some old friends and all that stuff. And on the other hand, thank God, because you don't have to put up with the pains in the ass. So that's good. Right?
Oh, yeah. There's some of them that would come in that it was like, you're promoting yourself right now.
Yes. Yeah, you're here to promote your show, yourself. Let's get to work, shall we? But it's hey, look, I mean, that's one of the things that obviously you guys could probably tell. I love interviewing people. I've always loved it. And it's and we still get a lot of good people on the show, don't get me wrong. But just not a lot of comedians anymore because they have their own deal and they just don't do it anymore. Which is whatever. So you miss out on the 3 or 4 people that are actually funny, and the rest of them aren't that great anyway. So what's the difference?
Yeah, it's weird because like there's more eyes than ever available to watch everybody's stuff. So like to your point, why in their mind why go on a podcast that it might reach a cluster of people, whereas if I make 17 different clips for my stand-up set, maybe one hits big and all of a sudden that's going to help propel me a little bit more than like taking the time to go somewhere and sit down and be conversational when I can just stay at home. It's a weird dynamic we have right now.
It is. There's no question. But podcasting, we get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's just the way things. I mean, it used to be a big deal to be in the newspaper. Now I wouldn't even know if I was in the newspaper.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Or like late night TV. That used to be if you wanted to break in the entertainment industry, it was you got to get on with whoever insert big name Leno, Letterman, Carson. Yeah. Now it's like, I don't want to. It's whatever.
Coming up tonight on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. It's like, who cares?
The shows are just terrible.
It's like such a chore. Like, who's gonna get a cream pie in the face first? Over who's getting an egg smashed overhead? Like, what is the segment that you're doing? This is a movie star. Treat them like one.
No, I don't. I have not watched any of those shows in years. But I've heard the 3 of them now: the Colberts, Fallon's, and I don't remember the other guy's name even.
Kimmel.
Yeah. I heard those shows are terrible. I've never seen them, so I don't know. But it's not my kind of deal. I know that. I guess Colbert's become a major league political ass kisser. And so is Kimmel, hasn't he? And then apparently the other guy's a big booze hound that he causes all kinds of problems. Oh, you know about that?
Well, Conan, didn't we have, who was the comedian that was in here and he worked
He was like Ricky or something.
I can't remember what his name was, but he worked on Conan for like 3 months, and he kind of gave us a wink and a nod when.
No, he was with Fallon.
Or Fallon. There we go.
Yeah, not Conan. Conan's a good guy, I guess.
Fallon.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear Conan's great, but yeah, you're kind of spot on there. It seems like behind the scenes, Jimmy Fallon is a handful to work for. Maybe a glassful to work for. You never know.
Right.
It seems like Kimmel's crew, it seems like really like him, but yeah, like he does dive into, I think, more politics than what he used to. And Colbert, I guess he's always kind of had that, not to use his name and pun, but like his rapport was to be kind of a political guy. He played a political character on the Colbert Report when it was on Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. So I think he didn't get as big of a reception when he made the jump to like standard late night television.
Oh yeah.
People wanted that character back because that's what they initially fell in love with, like his core audience, and then it went away. So I think he's kind of slowly been working it back in. Yeah.
You know, I got to be honest with you. He did a very funny thing one time. I don't remember what show it was on, but there's somebody on stage, and here comes Colbert with a blower, a leaf blower.
Okay.
He's just sweeping it back and forth. And all of a sudden, the guy who's on stage looks at him and goes, Colbert, what are you doing? He goes, what do you mean, what am I doing? He goes, what are you doing with that thing? He goes, I'm just drying out Al Gore's tears. That was a pretty good line, I thought. Because Al Gore's always, the planet's coming apart at the seams.
Remember when he invented the internet?
Yeah, he invented the internet. I forgot about that. He invented the internet. Absolutely. We heard all about that. He and the guy from U2, right? Those two guys invented the internet. Bono, yeah. Bono, when he invented the internet. It's like, I don't think so. God, you know how many people made billions of dollars, had nothing to do with how to do it. They just copied somebody else and made billions of dollars. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's crazy.
No originality. Everybody claims they did something that you're like, we can fact check this. You had nothing to do with creating the internet, Mr. Gore.
Indeed. Oh, by the way, I do want to mention, because I asked these guys about it earlier, the show is continuing to grow. Thank you. It takes a while to get these things up and cooking, but it was so sweet yesterday. And one of the reasons I asked you guys about that, so thank you. Yes, the show is growing. You're telling other people about it. But whenever I go on social media now, I go on Facebook, there's always somebody who doesn't know how to get a podcast. I said, I've never downloaded a podcast in my life. I don't know anything about it. And it's really cool because all these people step up and do step-by-step how to get the Tom Barnard Show and how to download it and listen to it every day. You can put it on the Bluetooth in your car and blah, blah, blah. So thank all of you for doing that. That's really, really cool. And I talked to Sush about this. It took him a long time, and same with the guys at SKOR. It takes a long time. I'm not a very patient person, but I'm learning. It's coming along nicely. Getting a lot of support from the people out there. So thank you for that. That's great. But it's nice to hear.
Yeah, and it's nice when you have a community like that that's able to step up, and it's not all on you to like log on at all hours of the day. You have Jim from wherever, he's gonna log on and say, hey, this is how you find the show. There you go. And that's the person that knows.
It's very nice, don't you think?
Yeah,
absolutely. A community of people just helping other people. Listen to the Tom Barnard podcast.
Yeah, you're actually helping someone. And what do you think of that action? All right, we better get moving here because Judd's got a lot to talk about.
Oh, I know he does.
Why is Jude barking? You hear that?
I do.
Yeah, he's excited this
guard dog. He's on alert.
I have to do 2 live spots, so I can't check and see what he's barking at, but I could do that in about a half an hour if he doesn't keep barking. Catherine's got to be out there. Yeah. Alec, Catherine. Catherine. Why is Jude barking? Anyway. Okay, Jude. So bark in sequence here. I'll talk and then you bark a little bit, and then I'll talk and you bark again. That'll be good. Hi, Tom Barnard for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now is the time to get a jump on some of the Livia Way. Join Livia today. Get your first 8 weeks free in those first 8 weeks by following Livia's nutrition plan with the help of their expert team of registered dietitians and nutritionists. You can lose up to 20 pounds or more, and we'll get to that or more in just 1 second. Imagine how much better you'll feel, not to mention how much better your summer clothes will fit. Join today. You'll also receive a complimentary in-body scan. Got on the scale this morning. As you know, after 5 weeks, yesterday I weighed in, and I was down to, what was it, 241.2. Well, this morning I got on a scale. I am down now to 240.8 or 0.6. I think it was 0.6, 240.6. So I'm less than a pound away from getting into the 230s, then the 220s, and then finally down to 214. It's been working magnificently well. As a matter of fact, I talked to the people at Livia yesterday and see if I could buy a franchise somewhere because go out and make a little dough off how well it works. Now we're talking. But in any case, yeah, I'll be in the 230s within the next couple of days. It's gone phenomenally well. Join today and get your first 8 weeks of Livia's nutrition plan free. Visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia's Medical Weight Loss is now offering GLP-1 medications. I'm doing it. They start at just $2.99 a month. Quiet the food noise and see accelerated results by summer. Visit livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Get a jump on summer the Livia way.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
When you go to a restaurant, you do expect the chef to be an expert. Yes, I do. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car, because I like my family to be safe when they're in my car. That's a fact. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement, so don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You have got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance, no guarantee of future results. All investments, of course, involve risk. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. Josh will be on with us at 9 o'clock today, so I'll talk to him more and more about, because I'm moving closer and closer to, that day when I'm going to turn it all over to Josh and sit back and go, get off your ass, Josh, let's go. I'm a paid endorser, by the way.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
I want to get to the point where I just say, hey, Josh, get off your ass. That'll be good, don't you think?
Do it today.
Yeah,
get off your ass at
9 o'clock today. Do it today.
I like it. No question. Josh Arnold, ladies and gentlemen, with us at 9 o'clock today. But right now, SKOR North, Judd, Zulgad. No baseball game yesterday. No basketball game yesterday. Did we have anything yesterday?
Not Minnesota-wise, aside from there is a women's professional hockey league now, and they were on the precipice of being eliminated in a sweep, but they beat Toronto last night, the X. So that was about it. But no, we got the Wolves tonight in Game 5 in a series that suddenly has turned from 2-0 for the Wolves, and we were all celebrating, to 2-2. And then your Twins play the Yankees first to 3 at Target Field.
Yep. Tonight's a must-win for the Timberwolves. They cannot lose 3 in a row. Not a good idea.
No, I would agree, because I feel like if you lose 3 consecutive, they're going to come back here on Thursday, and it's going to come to an end. Like, your momentum will be so shot. It's incredible. Those first 2 games, Game 2 was an anomaly because they won by so much. But anyway, they had so much going for them. The swagger. I keep calling it, they had this certain swagger. Defensively, they were playing great. And these last 2 games, it's just been undone. Like Edwards was fantastic on Sunday night in Game 4, but everybody else was sort of a passenger. And they got to figure this thing back out pretty damn quickly, because
Yes.
Denver, after screwing around for their first round series against the Lakers and their first 2 games against the Wolves, they now look like the defending world champions.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. There's no question about it. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, we got Devin's a big fan. We got my daughter's a big fan, so I'm updated. As long as we're on the subject of basketball, different form of it, or different category, I should say, not form. Why are so many people going after this young Iowa woman? What's her name? Caitlin Clark, is that her name?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why are they attacking her? It's hideous. Wait till you get to the big leagues. It's going to be a lot. Of course it's going to be harder. You're professionals. Why are they beating the piss out of this young girl?
Because she's so good. There is a lot of jealousy. I mean, some of that's coming from inside the league.
I know.
Players, yeah. Yeah, because there's jealousy. Because she has managed to transcend the sport. I would argue like very few have. And so when you do that, I think that there's a certain, there's been a lot of great women's basketball players. And I think that there's a certain feeling of this person's had such an impact. Is that really fair? So I think that's part of it. I think it's a lot of jealousy.
But here's what I don't understand. I'll use myself as a prime example of that. Okay, I was in radio for 54 years. I mean, there was a period when I just worked at Capitol Records, so it wasn't for 54 straight years, but from beginning to end, it was.
Sure.
And then I segued over. I had my own podcast, so we did for quite some time. But then when I got fired from KQ, I segued over to podcasting, and it's a lot different than doing radio. Mm-hmm. I mean, much different. But what's weird about that is I'm not jealous of Joe Souchere or you guys. I look to you for some leadership and go, well, how did this? And you guys both told me it took a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You've got to build an audience. There's a lot of things.
Yeah. So why would I be jealous of you and Phil and Joe Souchere and his cast? I'm building my show. Wouldn't I just follow your lead instead of being pissed off at you for being successful?
Well, I think there are people like that in this league, but I mean, but in every business, as you know, not everyone's going to have the same opinion that you do as far as or approach. Probably better word than opinion. And sports and media are very similar in the fact, I know it's going to shock you, but there are some egos at play that are unchecked, and I think that's part of it. I do.
Look, I'm still, for this day, when I was a little kid, I'm still pissed off at Ted Williams for being so good. I'm really angry to this day. I can't take it anymore.
It's just not fair.
Why can't people be happy for anyone? I am happy for you and Phil. I'm happy for Joe and his entire cast. You guys segued. You opened the door for other people. I mean, do you think I'd be over here doing this if I would have been the very first podcast? Probably not, because I didn't work for the Hubbards before. I mean, 50 years ago I did, but that was a while back.
Right.
But I don't understand why people are jealous of a high school girl.
Well, I think it's also partially because there was so much attention with her coming out of Iowa in college, right? And all the games were on TV, and now all of her pro games are going to be nationally televised. I do think age has something to do with that. And by that, I mean, if you look at the people who are saying, it's going to be tough when she gets here, blah, 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 they're probably at the most in their 30s. And I think your approach at that age is probably very different. Because I tend to agree with you. I'm much happier for people now than I probably was in my 20s and 30s.
But I mean, when I came out, I'm sorry, but it's absolutely true. Nap and Donuts were a very big deal. I mean, Chuck Knapp was the one who hired me to work at 1500K. Well, it was actually Jim Chanel, but then he left shortly after that. And then Chuck Knapp was my boss for a couple of years and whatever. I really am still to this day grateful for this. My heroes were people like, Boone and Erickson and you got Steve Cannon, you got Howard Viken. These people were legendary. So instead of being jealous of them, you go, hey, they did something right. Why don't I pay attention?
Oh, God, yeah. No, I agree completely.
I don't get it.
Viken actually, Howard Viken attended St. Therese. which you are familiar
sure.
with. Here's the best part. On Sundays, he would read like one of the two. And I always was waiting for like an ad spot. So I'd be sitting in church there, from the book of, from the book of John, brought to you by Washburn McCreevy. I was always waiting for that because, I mean, he had the great pipes and I was so used to it, right?
Yes.
Man, did he have wonderful. The pipes, though? You're right.
All of them, they were just Well, look, I'm another example. Franklin Hobbs, the overnight guy.
Yep.
If I was jealous of anyone, it was of him. He was doing overnights at his cabin up in the Lake District.
No kidding.
Like, Jesus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well,
I remember Hobbs' house well.
Yeah. A lot of times that was from his cabin up north, man.
No way.
Oh,
back then?
Yes.
That's a lot of equipment back then.
Well, it was a telephone line back then, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God, that's great.
I know. It's just, this guy's got it figured out, man. He's sitting up north at his cabin, probably getting it all boozed up before he hit the show. I'm not sure. But, yeah, don't be jealous of people. Follow their lead, you dumb bastards. Right?
Yes, exactly
Whatever.
right.
It's like, settle down. Follow the lead. And the lead for me would be you guys and Sush. So you follow the lead. And I was talking to guys this morning. Our numbers get bigger every week. It's a slow growth thing, but still, that's how you guys built it. So that's how we'll build it. It'll be wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
calm down, everybody.
I think your approach is far superior to being jealous, but
I would hope so. But that damn Judd Zulgad, I've never liked him.
But you've got experience, because I agree completely. Yeah, I agree completely. So
no question. Caitlin Clark, I'm an even bigger fan now of Caitlin because everybody's beating the piss out of her. It's like, verbally I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This kid is a superior athlete. Why don't we just go, hey, she's really good, man. Why don't we support her and make her, as good as we possibly can. Help her become as great as she can be.
Yeah, because it's only going to help the league. And what we've heard from women's basketball pretty much since its inception is that nobody's paying attention to us. Why isn't anybody watching? This is a good product. And now when everybody gets enamored with Caitlin Clark as she makes her run through college and now is transitioning to the WNBA and paying attention, all of a sudden it's, well, yeah, but you shouldn't be paying attention for Caitlin Clark. Like, she's not even. What do you want from us? Well, do you want us to watch or not?
I do think the fans love her. So like that, that's the thing. I think this is just a few opposing players who are salty about this. Yeah. And it's, you know what, that's fine because when she plays those players, it's going to be more fun.
Yes, I agree.
That's the one thing. Yeah. That's the one thing about women's sports that I don't get is there seems to be a feeling that they should play nice. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I love the drama.
Let them kick each other's ass.
Yep.
Make it like men's sports. Like I want that competition. I don't care about your sex. I care about, do you want to win at what cost? So yeah, that competition is great.
You know what? My favorite story I've heard all time, and I think Dr. J was the first one who ever told me. He came in the studio a couple times. What an honor it was to meet that man.
Oh, wow.
In person.
That's
he
awesome.
was unbelievable. But he said that the word always was, back in the old days, with Wilt Chamberlain, because Chamberlain just dominated the NBA when he was a player. But I guess he would score a ton of points. He actually did score 100 points in one game, didn't he?
In Hershey, Pennsylvania.
I thought so,
Hershey.
yes.
Yep.
Scored 100 points. But according to Dr. J, he said he wasn't playing back then, but he heard the stories that you would get Wilt dunking over you, and as you were headed back down the court, he would say to the guy he just kicked ass on, and I got laid 24,000 different times.
And that number was increasing by the day back then.
It was, exactly.
Like it's like an old McDonald's burger counter. Like we have served a million Big Macs. That thing was going up every single day for Wilt.
I guess it was like 3-4 times a day he's hitting the sack with women. It's just unbelievable. What a life, man. Hell of a player, though. Hell of a player.
God, yeah.
He played with the Harlem Globetrotters for a while, didn't he?
Yep. Well, that's back when they were a thing, really a thing. Yes, he did.
Yep. I loved them. I loved going to see the Harlem Globetrotters, man. It was fun. Are they even around anymore?
Yeah, they were, I want to say they were just here.
They have a weekly TV show on NBC on like Sunday mornings.
Is it a cartoon?
No, it's just like stuff they do in the community, and then it shows some highlights of them playing basketball.
But there used to be, I remember seeing them in a cartoon. When I was a kid, they would like show up on like Scooby-Doo or something.
Yep. The Harlem Globetrotters. I think it was Scooby-Doo. I think it was Scooby-Doo. I don't think there's any question about it.
Cartoons were great.
They were indeed. Oh, Jesus, you got to go, man. You got other duties.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what?
Remember when you do that? When you do it like this, so the next time you do it, don't do it so it's like this.
No, I'm not gonna flip. I'm not gonna flip you off. I'm not gonna flip you off.
Thank you.
By the way, last thought: Jimmy Fallon, overrated. Don't think he's funny.
Can't stand him. He's not funny in the least. I don't think any of the three of them are funny.
Well, and it's the Tonight Show, which is just an affront. They should have left Conan there and just been.
I agree.
It's Johnny Carson's legacy. What are you doing?
Oh, Johnny Carson. He was awfully good, man.
Oh, God.
All right, Palomino, we'll talk to you
tomorrow. All right,
tomorrow.
Everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Yep. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Chris Egert, join us right after this. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees. I want to thank my listeners, our listeners here, for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and will not last long. 6-pack towel sets only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses, mattress toppers, 100% made. Where? I said in the USA. They're on sale for as low as $99.99. That's because everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels. And I know I mention this every time because I love it. They actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code TOM.
I've been tracking the weather in Minnesota for a long time. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Ken Barlow. In the morning, I've got to be right because my forecast affects your family's entire day. And in the evening, you can count on my friend, Ren.
That's right, Ken. I'm 5 Eyewitness News evening meteorologist Ren Claire. And as a Minnesotan, I know our weather can be tricky. Throughout the day and into the night, I've got you covered with an accurate forecast to help keep your family safe and ready for any weather.
And don't forget, no matter how things change or what time of day, you'll always get our forecast first at the start of every newscast on 5 Eyewitness News. Start your day with me, Ken Barlow.
And wrap up your day with me, Ren Claire.
Because 5 Eyewitness News is always tracking our weather, so you're always alerted first. It's why 5 Eyewitness News is Minnesota's weather authority.
K&L Surplus and Ammo. They're in Lima Lakes. It's my choice for firearms and ammunition. Jim, the owner, is one of the most knowledgeable people in the business and is great at getting you the right firearm for your needs. That is very important, by the way. The right firearm for who you are, your needs, all that stuff's very, very important. K&L Surplus and Ammo also works with local groups on raffles, auction fundraisers. If your group has a fundraiser coming up, make sure to call Jim at K&L. Their number is 763-757-2614. He can put together a great package for your event, help you raise more money, which is always a good thing. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lima Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can reach them by phone at 763-757-2614. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. So, Chris Egert, what's the latest? Oh, nice mic technique.
You're Chris, muted. It looks like you're muted right now.
Oh, Bilba.
I swear to God, I'm going to trick with the people. They don't take care of the studio.
Try to tell us how you really feel.
You still don't hear me? Or
No, we got you.
No, Tevin and I are just pulling your
Say
shit.
something then. That was not very nice. Damn it.
What are you going to do? I used to love that saying when I was a little boy. I heard that for the first time when I was a kid. My parents were having a house party. Yeah. The guy walked up to another guy and said some smart-ass thing to him. And the other guy went, what is your problem? He goes, oh, man, I was just pulling your tit. To this day, I still love to say, I'm just pulling your tit. From one guy to another. It's like, what does that even
ever
mean?
Since you called me sugar tits on KQ once, I got a guy who does the HVAC at Hubbard here.
Sure.
Almost every other time I see him, he refers to me as sugar tits. So I hope
sugar
you're happy
tit.
about that.
You know, that's from a movie called Joe. Have you ever seen the movie Joe?
Mm-mm.
It's got some age to it. It's probably, God, that movie's got to be at least 50 years old.
Yeah.
It was, who was the dad on the, God, I was trying to think of the guy who played Joe. I know his name, but I can't think of it. But he just kills it in that movie. It's a really, really good movie. But I tell you one thing, I'm a little tired of all the kids these days. The kids, sugar tit all the way. That's where that came from.
Is it Peter Boyle, the dad?
Peter Boyle. That's exactly what it is. Yep. God, if you get a chance, see that movie, Joe, watch it. Because, man, it's you have to remember, what did it come out, AJ, like in the mid-70s or early?
It was 1970. It was
70.
It was him, Boyle, and Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon was in it, yep.
What a leading pair.
God, 50-some years ago. Holy God, 54 years ago that movie came out. Sugar tit all the way. Still sticks with me 54
Very
years
underused
later.
word, Tom. I'm glad you're keeping it alive.
Not a problem. I'll do my best. I will do my best. So what's new in the news? I got to ask you one thing. There's a news article that appeared for me on the complete sheet. It says, and I don't understand what this means, you know you're old if you wear badass ankle socks. Well, aren't most workout socks ankle socks? I mean, when you put your socks on to work out or go for a walk, they're ankle socks, aren't they?
That's where you'd be wrong, Tommy. That's where
really?
The younger generation has shifted back to the crew / like calf socks. So they go.
That's terrible.
I can confirm that. I got about 7,000 pair of those in our house right
Which
now.
ones? Which ones?
Calf socks.
I got these, baby. Look at that.
Yep. That means you're old.
This muscle development, that's all because of those socks. That big muscle came from those socks.
That means you're old.
No, is that what that means? Okay. Well, I'm proud of it.
Chris, you got to show us now.
I don't believe I have socks on today.
He does. I don't believe.
I don't have socks on that one.
You need to start wearing long socks on that leg. That'd be a great look.
I would wear long socks. I actually kind of like long socks because I hate the ankle ones because they always seem to like slide down and get stuck.
They do.
In your shoe.
That is true.
But
they do.
The long sock thing does not work well over the prosthetic. It looks stupid, and
I suppose
it makes it stick out even more. Which I don't know. Whatever. One-legged guy problems. Am I right?
Let's move on to another topic, shall we? Why does his leg look so weird in that knee sock? I don't get it.
Yeah. Why does he have this sock up? Yeah.
Whatever.
It's not doing it for us.
I had a friend whose father lost, like, from the elbow down on his right arm. So he had the deal.
Yeah.
About at least 3 times a week, I'd go over to see my friend. And he would go, hey, Tommy, you ever seen this before? And he'd stick it up his nose and do this with his
He had a hook?
He had a hook. He had a hook and he'd stick it up his nose. It's like, yeah, that's great, sir. I won't even say his last name, but he's always doing something with his prosthetic hand or arm or whatever the hell it was.
I think you got to kind of like embrace doing dumb stuff with it because if you don't, like, it's like it disarms people. Wait, bad. Poor
disarms people.
There.
That's nice. That's very nice of you.
That was unintended.
But you know what's amazing about that is I said, you must do that a lot. And he said, why do you think that? And I said, because you don't hurt yourself by digging in your nose with a little pointy hook.
That's some pretty good dexterity with a hook.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. So he was working on that for quite some time, I got to believe. But
impressive. Very impressive.
No question about it. So what's happening in the news this morning? Anything good?
Yeah, I thought this was interesting because we talked about the stupid I don't want to say stupid. We've talked about the Minnesota State flag debate a number of times, and it looks like it's going to make it through the legislative session. the session's over in a week, and it doesn't look like there's any real movement to be able to stop the new flag from being put in place. That's fine. But we did a Survey USA poll. We've got polling that we do quite often on different topics. Our poll found 45% of people polled said they should have kept the old flag.
I'm surprised it wasn't higher.
17%, only 17% said they liked the new flag. 17% say there should have been a vote, and 15% said that a different design should have been picked. So basically what that tells me is people are pretty indifferent about the new flag. They're kind of like, well, okay.
It's a flag that nobody cares about. I will tell you this, though. I did see one news anchor, and it was not on Channel 5. I will tell you that. She was arguing that the reason we had to get rid of our original flag was because people were very upset because the Native American was riding away in anger on his horse. What?
Riding away in anger?
Right, because his back is turned to the guy in the field. Their backs are to each other, apparently. Like the guy plowing is going this way and the guy riding the horse is going that way. So she tried to claim that he was riding away in anger, that somehow the honky insulted the Native American or something. All we got to invent crap that's not even close to true.
Well, I know there was concern about the sensitivity of how that scene was playing out, but I didn't realize it was actually.
It's like, are you kidding? Really? I'm pissed off at you on a flag for the rest of
the original designer of the flag?
I don't think so. I don't
think
we
did. Motivation, because until I hear that, I'm not buying anything.
I got to be honest with you. My whole life, my entire life, I was fooled into thinking, oh, that's nice. They're honoring Native Americans. I thought it was an honor to have the guy on there. But how is it not?
Yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is I think the flag debate, if there even was one, it's pretty much over now. It's and I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll rise from the ashes. We can't legalize sports betting. We can't get infrastructure passed. We can't do all these other things.
No Uber. Maybe can't have Uber.
We don't have Uber or Lyft. We got no decision on that. But maybe in the last moments, something will come up about the flag. I guess we'll see.
I just, when are people going to settle down and relax? You got a guy plowing the field, guys working out there. You got a Native American riding a horse. You're on in the Native American community. What is wrong with that? Well, he's not actually on him. He's pissed off at him. Oh, is he on a flag? Okay.
I mean that's what I don't quite. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not that familiar. I just know that there was some discussion, and probably rightfully so, about I mean, there's a farmer there and there's a Native person there, and you know how obviously we kind of know how that all worked out for the Native American community, and I guess maybe just take all that away from the flag, which is what they've done. They've come up with the most generic, bland, nobody can be offended by it other than it's just meh. It's boring.
They say basically, well, some people told me it looks like the Somali flag, but I've never seen a Somali flag, so I don't know if it does or not. Does anybody know?
That changed.
It changed, but it was kind of the same
scheme,
I guess. But
same colors. They're all the same colors now, blue and red and whatever.
Here's my gripe with that, which is like, look at like other countries. Like there's only so many things you can do. Like Italy and like Mexico, they have the same three colors and the stripes. They're just a symbol in the middle. Or like look at France and the Netherlands. Like it's red, white, and blue stripes. Just one. They just flipped it to horizontally for one. Like there's only so much you can do for a flag.
Yeah. Japan's my favorite.
Yeah, I think keep it simple.
You know where the guy got that idea?
Oh, I think I know.
I am not making this up. This is what I've been told my whole life. Apparently, he had sex with a woman who was menstruating, and when she got out of bed, there was the Japanese flag. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but some people believe that actually is how it happened. You're not buying it?
Chris wants nothing to do with being associated.
I'm not saying it is. That's what I was told. Call in from Japan.
Yeah,
give us a call.
Let's get a Japanese listener on, and let's get to the bottom of it.
It'd be kind of cool if it was true, though. It's like, hey, that'd make a nice flag, right? Well, I mean, think about it.
Incredible flag inception story. If that were
of all time, you're not messing around with all these stars and stripes.
Just trolling some poor lady that was menstruating. Yeah,
not poor lady. It's an honor.
I guess. Yeah, true.
All right, we got to get rid of Chris. Chris just left the building, as a matter of fact. All right.
Well, that was good. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, we could have gone with the baby pooped in bed, so now there's a big brown circle. Is that better?
I don't know.
Big baby. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Chris Egert. Thank you for not getting fired.
Have a good night.
Channel 5's Chris Egert. I am not making that up, by the way. I was told that story by someone from Japan. So if they're wrong, it's their fault. It's Japan's fault. That's what I was told, right? What?
Because you're just relaying information that was relayed to you.
Yes.
It's like telephone.
Exactly right.
If that's true, that's hilarious. But
it's phenomenal. Look at it up there flying. I wish I had some red ink. I would put it right on here and fly it back and forth. It'd be wonderful. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. We got to take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. More news, more information. Josh Arnold coming up in just about 13 minutes. Looking forward to that as well. We'll be right back.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombernardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to salute all of our smart-ass listeners that send me notes and texts and all the rest of it. Tom, I'm sorry, but I think your story's a red flag. Really? Is that what you think? You think it's a red flag, do you? I love people with a sense of humor. No doubt about it. I just saw this headline, and I don't know what this means. I haven't clicked on it yet. Why are people blocking and abandoning celebrities on social media? You guys know anything about this?
Yes, I actually.
Oh, you do?
I know all about this. Yes.
All right. What's the deal?
So it came after the recent Met Gala. I know.
Okay.
Kristen Burke kind of told us a little bit about it, but people saw that and they are kind of up in arms because it's just like, given the current state of where everything is, there's so many people that can't afford just to go get groceries. Meanwhile, these celebrities are paying $75,000, which is more than some people make in a year. Some people 2 years to go to this place to dress up and just flaunt their wealth. And they're like, look, we're kind of sick of it. So what they're doing is on social media, they're going and blocking them, because even if you don't follow them, sometimes you can get these posts kind of like pushed in, and now you view them, even though you don't interact, it's still engagement. And then that's where a lot of these influencers, these celebrities, they can get ad revenue and whatnot by you just seeing their post.
Oh yeah.
So people are going through, they're unblocking, they're blocking, they're unfollowing, all that stuff, so that they just totally. They can't get pushed any content by these people, so that it's taking a hit. And like Lizzo was a big person for this. She's lost a lot of followers. I think in the first 48 hours of this movement, it's called Blockout 2024. Kim Kardashian lost like 10 million followers on Instagram.
Holy God. She deserves that.
I agree. People are taking it pretty seriously. So I whether or not you think it's right or not, I've been part of it. I'll say it. It's been great. I dislike the Kardashians. I don't want to deal with any of them. I've never followed them, but I was like, you know what? Why don't I just block them all? I haven't had to see a thing about it, hear a thing about them. It's fantastic.
I mean, basically, they showed young people in America, if you're a whore, you can make a lot of money. Nice. That's really great.
Yeah,
that's
more or less.
Wonderful. Isn't that just sad?
Rich off a sex tape, and has had her one marriage that lasted like 30 seconds to poor Chris Humphries.
Oh, that's right. She was married to Chris Humphries. I forgot about that.
And it was like the biggest fraudulent marriage I think I've ever seen.
And you're gonna like this too, Tom. People are also going even further to like going to their makeup and apparel line websites, and they're going through and they're filling their carts up with all of these items, and they're putting them in the cart, and they're going through the checkout, and they're putting in their information. And right before they have to get their like credit card out, they just leave the site. Because apparently what that does is that takes away quantity from the site. So it tells them like everything is popular, and then they're sending out extra ad revenue stuff and spending their own money, but nobody's actually buying anything. So essentially the message here is they're sick of kind of this, like, we don't care about you attitude. And also, if you have this major of a platform, use it for good and bettering other people, not just me now, everything me, I need to make more money. So
now here's the line. It says there's a social media movement to block and unfollow celebrities who aren't using their platform to speak out about Gaza. What? So these are anti-Jews that are blocking celebrities?
No, it's they may be a small portion of it as well. I know a small wing of it is people that just kind of want a ceasefire over there, so that the innocent people in Gaza that really have no like battle in the war, they can kind of vacate the premises before stuff resumes. A lot of people are just kind of sick of the innocent people dying.
I don't follow one celebrity. I've only been on social media again for a couple of months. I guess February, March, April. Oh God, it's almost been 4 months now. We're 3.5 months. But I don't follow any celebrities. I don't give a rat's ass what celebrities do. Who cares? Right. I mean, I got some friends that are celebrities. I don't even follow them.
There you go.
Yeah, which is good for your mental health to like.
Oh yeah.
I remember I used to, I like this celebrity or this athlete. Let's follow, and then you just spend all day scrolling. I would highly recommend to everybody just like do what AJ say. Like you can go through it, you can block, and you can unfollow, and it feels like a weight just gets lifted off.
It's so great.
It is good. If you notice your favorite celebrities losing followers on social media, so it's possible they've been targeted by the blockout. It's a social media movement to punish celebrities who aren't using their influence to speak out about what's going on in Gaza. Why in Gaza? It's all of the middle. It's in Israel. It's in Gaza. It's a number of different places, correct?
Yeah.
It's not just one place. This is not a one-sided war. I don't understand this.
Yeah, and there's multiple wars. Like you could do it for speaking out about Ukraine or what's going on in Haiti, or like it's the whole world's a mess right now. And I think everybody's trying to rein in the celebrities.
Look, I don't really have a side in this, but I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Palestinians and I don't hate Jews. Is that okay with you? Or are you going to block me now?
I think you're canceled.
That's controversial.
Canceled.
You're canceled. Sorry, you're canceled.
You have to hate somebody.
Yeah, you got to hate somebody, don't you? Let me think about who I could hate.
It's against the rules. You have to hate somebody. You have to state it on the air. No.
A couple of people's faces just popped into my head, but I won't tell you who it is.
I'll walk out. I'm sorry.
Selena Gomez, Zendaya, Drake, Justin Bieber, and the Kardashians. Even Taylor Swift has been put on block lists that are circulating online. The movement was started by a TikTok user named Lady from the Outside after seeing the decadence on display at the Met Gala last week. She said, quote, "It's time for people to conduct what I want to call a digital guillotine, or digitine, if you will." Oh, God, I might vomit.
3 out of 10. That's a 3 out of 10 right there.
My digitine itches.
That sounds like a cream. I gotta run down to Walgreens, get some more digitine. I'll be right back.
I need some digitine, baby.
My rash is flaring up.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's time to block all the celebrities, influencers, and wealthy socialites who are not using their resources to help those in dire need. We gave them platforms. It's time to take it back. Take our views away, our likes, our comments, our money. Believe it or not, the campaign might be working. Lizzo started posting videos about Gaza after ending up on a block list. So she just kind of sucked right up to the whole deal. And
she got immediate backlash too, because she started talking about it, and her first video was like, "Yeah, and by the way, if you want to donate, here's a GoFundMe to help out some." And people are like,
"You donate?"
Everybody's like, $75,000. It's Google says you're worth 40 million. You can spare 75K.
Ooh.
Why are you asking us to donate?
Yep.
40 million's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's not a bad drop in the bucket right there, I would say, in any case. But yeah, look, I don't understand this whole situation. You're going to take sides against the Jews. You're going to take sides against the Palestinians. First of all, it's none of my business. I would like to see people stop being killed. That would be really great. But I would also like to stop seeing people killed at every damn youth event in America. There was another youth event in Minnesota. Matter of fact, a bunch of gunfire broke out. Where was that again? It just happened last week.
That's a great question.
I'm not sure. I would say we'll let the
happens all the time.
Which one exactly? Look, you hear about it all the time. Like there was a high school football game where kids were shot. Like it's always something going on.
And that, to your point, Tom, is kind of what this is about. I know this article maybe focuses on the war in the Middle East and everything like that, but from my understanding of it too, it's more about just these famous people speaking up on issues, so it gets the word about stuff. One could be definitely gun control and that type of stuff, and just why are there so many mass shootings in this country on a consistent basis?
Yeah. And Lizzo specifically, like she's been in hot water before, because I remember she did a show here in Minnesota, and there's this company that does drag brunches, and they did a Lizzo themed one, and this lady, she makes these little pins that she sells at for $2 to make and it was like a Lizzo themed one, and Lizzo and her team sued her for making probably like 100 of these pins to sell to people. That was like the big thing where Lizzo, they tried to cancel her from Minnesota, a couple of years ago. So now she's back in it again. So
I don't know you want to sue, do you?
No, and especially like just some random everyday person that's selling buttons for $2. Like
that was like the Luke Combs guy, the country star. He sued a lady who was making like custom Luke Combs tumblers to help pay for her college or something like that. And he's like, nope, you're gonna have to pay all that back to me.
God. All right. Well, whatever. I will never understand. I judge people one at a time. I don't like group. Oh, here's a bunch of people that I hate. One at a time. That's all I can deal with. I don't know 50 people at once, so I'll just go by one at a time. I like you. You're a good guy. I don't know these other people. Maybe I'd like them too. Maybe I wouldn't. Who knows?
Yeah.
As an example, I like Tevin, I like AJ. Not wild about Josh Arnold, but he's up next right after this. In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. Thank you. They're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You horn tootin' it is. There's no question, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to bring in nothing but trouble, Josh Arnold. That's all I have to say.
Nothing but trouble. I like that.
There's no question about it. So,
trouble.
well, we had a nice conversation the other night. I was talking to you about some magnificent movie called One Life, and you were talking to me about a miserable basketball game. So it was wonderful.
Well, there was a miserable basketball game, but the movie that you watched is very impressive.
Oh, God.
And I've heard a lot of positive things from some of my friends about it, and said it is a must-see.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. It's called One Life, stars Anthony Hopkins. It's a true story about a guy who saved 669 little children from the Nazis. It was wonderful.
Well, I do know that this based on a true story, that this man was honored not that many years ago by not only the children whose lives he saved, but many of their families.
Yes.
And those families became a very large number. And I know that this happens with families of survivors as they have grown immeasurably since their parents or grandparents survived the Holocaust. And I just use that, a few examples. My SO is is one of 3 children of survivors of the Holocaust. And her mother, who passed away not even a year ago, lived to see her family grow from 3 children to 7 grandchildren, and then 11 great-grandchildren. And you have a question there?
No, I just, you're giving me some memories here of being a little boy going up and down Plymouth Avenue, particularly west of Penn Avenue, and seeing people's grandparents with the serial numbers on their arms and asking what was that all about. I learned about the Holocaust at a very, very young age because of tattooed Jewish grandparents. That was quite an experience, Josh. I will tell you that.
No, I mean, I know in my neighborhood in New Jersey, several of my friends' parents were also Holocaust survivors. So without going on too much of a rant, which I have done several weeks ago.
You on a rant? Who ever heard of it?
Yeah. calling most of these what I call pro-Hamas protesters dumb as a box of rocks, as they understand little of anything about the history of Israel, and they certainly know nothing about, and I extend this to some of our elites as well.
Yes.
They know nothing of the meaning of never again.
Yeah.
And it goes, I do believe, to a quote attributed to Menachem Begin, when a former president of the United States, who I think is the oldest surviving president or former president of the United States, denied needed weapons to Israel. And he said, I do not stand before you with trembling knees. We will do this, even if it's on our own. And they did.
They did, yes. You're absolutely right.
And whether somebody agrees or disagrees with Netanyahu's politics, because there are an awful lot of Israelis who do not agree with Netanyahu. He does not stand before the president with trembling knees. So,
no, you're absolutely right.
That's a story that is not one of the reasons why I'm here on this show. I do believe at this point I'm here to talk about what's going on in the stock market. And though I could say what's going on in the Middle East could have an effect on the price of oil, but right now the price of oil has since come down from a recent high of 85, currently trading at 78.85. So that takes away or reduces one specter of inflation, as I do believe that the price of oil has a big impact on the price of oil. But we'll find more of that out tomorrow when the consumer price index numbers come out. Today, the producer price index numbers came out, and they were up a lot higher than expected but on a year-to-year basis, they came in line up 2.2% year over year. The big move up in the producer price index on a monthly basis had to do with the services cost being up. And the biggest services cost that was up was the cost of investment services and fees, as the market in April was up, and fee income for, we'll say, mutual fund companies, hedge funds, etc., went up. Their assets under management went up, so the fees went up. But what was very interesting about this report, and did not have an overly negative impact on the market, because was the fact that the March PPI number was revised downward from positive to negative. Now, this is something that's always, put a question in my mind. Well, when the numbers come out month to month, and the market, whether the stock market or the bond market especially, looks at these numbers, and if the headline number is up too much, the market has been reacting negatively, because that means the Fed is going to keep interest rates higher for longer, or in the past has raised interest rates on these numbers. And then a month later, or 2 months later, the numbers get revised downward. You start questioning the validity of these numbers. And that's not good.
It is not. You're absolutely right.
That's another thing I don't have confidence in the government statisticians on. Well, here's something that does give market players a little bit of, we'll say, applause, and that we're back to the meme stocks or mem stocks. As over the weekend, the Roaring Kitty came back with a message to followers, and he posted on Twitter, also now known as X, and he must have taken a position late last week in GameStop, a company that has a massive short position, people betting that the company's stock will go down and or the company will go out of business. I do not know about you, but I do not see a lot of people going to GameStop.
Oh, yeah, God, what happened?
Okay, well, he came out. He must have taken a huge position in some options. And GameStop yesterday jumped from where it closed on Friday at $17, jumped as high as $38 yesterday before closing at $30. In pre-market trading today, the stock got up to $68 a share. When the market opened, it was at $64 a share. And trading has been halted several times. The stock got down to 57 about 20 minutes ago before it was halted again. And it is currently trading at 53. So there are a few people that have made money. There are a number of people that have lost money. And I just wonder, somebody is pumping this stock. And yes, there are a lot of short sellers that as the stock goes up, they have to cover their shorts. So the short sellers in this situation have lost a ton of dough. And maybe that's all these smaller players want, is to see the big guys taken down.
Well, Josh, isn't that the same stock that like 3-4 years ago everybody jumped on and it completely skyrocketed, and then Robinhood pulled it from their platform?
Evan, that is the exact same company. And it looks like the same players are involved this time. And some of the other companies around this, like AMC, are acting the exact same way I'm guessing it's on the tweets of Roaring Kitty, as his handle goes.
All right, there's a good place.
That's a good place to end, but it's not something that I want to deal with. So do yourself a favor, stay away from Roaring Kitty.
I will do that, no question about it. But we'll talk to you on the family show on Friday.
Yes, we will. We can talk about some of these things and more.
Sounds good, pal. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Josh Arnold, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what the hell's happening down one flight, but somebody's got a drill going. I have literally had my mic off for the last 10 minutes. Listen to that.
It sounds like a jackhammer.
I thought Josh was maybe getting a workout in or something. I didn't know that
down
was
a bunt.
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't know what the hell. If that continues, I'm gonna have to go downstairs and tell them, look, you can't do that until like noon. All right.
Yeah.
There'll be none of that BS. Anyway, we'll be right back. We got Tevin and AJ talking to Kristen Burt while my mic is shut off. Jesus. We'll be right back.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I've been tracking the weather in Minnesota for a long time. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Ken Barlow. And in the morning, I've got to be right because my forecast affects your family's entire day. And in the evening, you can count on my friend, Ren.
That's right, Ken. I'm 5 Eyewitness News evening meteorologist Ren Claire. And as a Minnesotan, I know our weather can be tricky. Throughout the day and into the night, I've got you covered with an accurate forecast to help keep your family safe and ready for any weather.
And don't forget, no matter how things change or what time of day, you'll always get our forecast first at the start of every newscast on 5 Eyewitness News. Start your day with me, Ken Barlow.
And wrap up your day with me, Ren Claire.
Because 5 Eyewitness News is always tracking our weather, so you're always alerted first. It's why 5 Eyewitness News is Minnesota's weather authority.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Kristen, apparently they're digging through the earth on my... Listen to that.
I know I could hear it on my end when I was listening in the last segment.
God, it's like, don't you think they would alert someone, hey, if you live right below us or right above us, there's going to be some noise? And I could have said, hey, could you hold off till noon and then do it?
Construction waits for no one.
Oh, God, I hate everybody.
I know. All of us who work from home know construction waits for no one.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. I will tell you, once again, you came slamming home with After the Flood. Damn good. BritBox. I love BritBox. It's a great channel.
You seemed very unenthusiastic about it on the show yesterday, and I was like, okay. And then I got a text from Tom later in the afternoon. He was like, what was the name of that show again? And I was like, oh, great. And then I saw your Facebook post this morning. I mean, this is like the whole evolution of After the Flood. From the show to the text to the social media platform, it's a winner.
Yeah, but you're not mentioning all those texts I sent that said, I don't like you, things like that.
He said, who loves you more than KB1 and me? And I was like, my husband, maybe? My cats?
Nope.
He's like, nope.
Nope, they're out. There's no question about it. They're out of the mix. No doubt about it. No, it is. I'm telling you, British television, Catherine, I love British television, as you've pointed out several times, but I will say it again, television is the best it's ever been. It's phenomenal.
Well, this is why I wanted to make sure. I was like, I saw this, it captured my attention, and I thought, I got to mention this one to Tom because I feel like it's right up his alley.
It's really weird, though, because it's a British TV show, but the woman who stars in it looks like, oh, she's from Minnesota.
Well, hey, we have all of these British and Australian actors pretending they're American because guess what? They're actors, but I sometimes think they do better American accents than actual Americans.
Yeah, in some cases they do. You're right.
I know every once in a while there'll be an actor or an actress and you think, I had no idea that they actually had an accent. Matthew Rhys is always someone who shocks me because he's played Americans for so long and then all of a sudden he's got a Welsh accent and I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Even though I know he's from Wales.
That's wonderful stuff. But yeah, another great recommendation. Catherine and I are loaded for bear now, and it's wonderful.
Now you have another show to add to the 16 you're currently watching.
Right. That's very true. There's a lot.
I know. Let me know when you've finished a show so that way maybe we can add one because I feel like you've got a big plate full right now.
What's that guy's name? Roger Allam. He's a very well-known British actor. You know who I'm talking about? If you saw his picture, you'd know who he is. But he's got another show. It takes place in France, though. It's really, really good, also.
Yeah, you have. I mean, Tracker. Because I asked if you were watching Tracker.
Yeah, really good.
Have you picked up Hacks yet for season 3?
Oh God, yes. She's phenomenal.
So
She's
good.
Wonderful.
Have you watched season 3 of Abbott Elementary?
No, we have not watched that yet.
Another one for you to watch.
Yep.
You're gonna have a really busy summer, honestly.
I can never leave the house this summer. I'm sorry.
You're not.
I can't do it. I can't leave the house.
The most beautiful weather. He's going to be in front of the TV, or as my mom used to say, the boob tube. You're going to be in front of the boob tube.
Boob tube. Well, it is the boob tube. There's no question about it. So, what's happening in your world, sister?
A lot going on right now. There are upfronts for people who don't know what upfronts are. It's where they networks fly in all of the advertisers to let you know what's coming up for the next TV season. Interesting little turn of events with Amazon Prime. They're doing a whole series of game shows. They're really leaning into that. And I know we talked about Travis Kelce coming in and hosting Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity, which is a spinoff of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? But they are really leaning into the whole game show. They have Nick Cannon doing like a Christmas themed game show. They have JB Smoove coming in. They're doing a pop culture version of Jeopardy. The host hasn't been named yet. So I'm really curious because they're basically making their streaming networks, again, look like the broadcast networks. So again, what's old is new again. And it's kind of interesting that we're watching that all play out.
You know what's hilarious about that? My father-in-law lived to be 94 years old. And at the end of his life, we'd go visit him. He was always watching Jeopardy.
I think that a lot of people, like their evening routine is watching Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune back to back.
Yep. You're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like their way to unwind. I have friends that every single night they are there watching it. And it's, if you notice, for anyone who reads any of the entertainment magazines like a TV Line or a TV Insider, if you notice, they're doing stories based off of what have happened on the night before's episode of like, can you believe this contestant wasn't able to answer this? Or, Pat Sajak noticed blah, blah, blah. And people are clicking on those articles because for whatever reason, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune are relevant in a way that they haven't been relevant probably since the 70s or 80s.
No one will ever top what the woman said, though, on what was the name of that show again? The Newlywed Game.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
No one will ever top that. I still can't believe the woman said what she said. You guys know what I'm talking about?
It's urban legend, so I'm curious as to whether Tevin and AJ know this.
No, I feel like I've heard this before, but it doesn't come to me off the top of my head.
There is video of it though, and then there's noise in the background of somebody drilling. But
Tom, I'm not saying it, so Tom, it's up to you.
Why are you not saying it? Why not, you big baby?
Because I know you're going to try and
television.
I knew exactly that he was going to try and hand off the one-liner to me, and I'm telling you right now, not saying it. So, Tom, it is all yours.
Was it Bob Eubanks? Is that who the host was?
Bob Eubanks, correct.
Bob Eubanks was a host, a couple on there, and they asked a question on the Newlywed Game, and there's video of this, so it's not just urban legend. All right? Have you seen the video?
I just wonder if it's like the Mandela effect. Like, I think I've seen the video. Does the video really exist? Because I'm not sure it exists.
Oh, I've seen. Matter of fact, I can tell you.
Are you positive though?
Yeah, I'm positive. Unless somebody redid it.
Okay, well.
But there is video of it.
Someone has to find it because I almost feel like it doesn't necessarily exist, but we all think it exists and we all think we saw it.
Well, here's what happened.
Okay.
Bob Eubanks, Newlywed Game. He's asking all the questions. Let's go with contestants number 2. Where is your favorite place to have sex? And
that's not the question. I'm going to stop you right here. Where's the craziest place you've made whoopee? Because whoopee.
Oh, made whoopee. That's right. It's not have sex. You're right. It was made whoopee. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Where's the craziest place you've ever made whoopee? That's right. And she responded, and Kristen's pursing her lips now. My mouth's not open. She replied, in the butt, Bob.
And I am currently watching the video. It's muted with captions on, and she definitely does say in a certain area. So it looks like
he doesn't want to say it either. I knew it.
I haven't pre-listened to this, but I think I might have it if we want to play it.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
All right, we're already here.
Girls, tell me where specifically is the weirdest place that you personally, girls, have ever gotten the urge to make whoopee?
She didn't say in the butt, though.
No, they bleeped it out, but she said in the derriere.
Yeah.
There's a different it's so funny how
you're
game
right.
of telephone, because it's not even how you told. I don't even want to say it, but it's like they go, it's up the butt, Bob.
Right.
It's like that's how the story is told, and that's how it's been told over centuries.
Yep.
And it's funny that
over centuries.
It's literally centuries, because it was in the 70s that probably 60s.
Yeah, 60s maybe.
That episode happened. So and it's interesting that it was actually bleeped, and it sounds like she said ass.
Yeah.
So it's the game of telephone is a wild one. That's why I was like, I don't even know if the video exists or if it just exists in my brain, where you think you've seen it because you've heard the story over and over again.
Yeah, you never know. Who knows? But if there's video of it, do they just made the video and put it out there and try to pretend it was on the Newlywed Game?
No, I think that's actual.
Yeah, it looks authentic. The
hairstyles are probably enough to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back away from that part of the body to the schmooze part.
The schmooze part?
So what else?
So upfronts are going on, so you'll be hearing a lot of like what's picked up, what's coming up next year, but also Cannes Film Festival is going on. you're thinking, well, we're not going to see these films for a really long time, but a couple of interesting things that are kind of coming out of Cannes Film Festival.
Wait a second. Did you say this festival's in the can?
Oh.
It's never going to go away, Kristen. Now it's here forever.
Oh, God. Okay. So.
Oh, boy.
Was that audible?
Yes, it was.
I'm going to blame Bill for that because Bill does like the most audible sighs like from across the house. And I'll be like, I heard that. I heard that.
Yes, I can see that.
So that was funny. But at Cannes Film Festival, Megalopolis, which is Francis Ford Coppola's film, he self-financed this movie for $120 million.
Oh.
It hurts so much to even say that. It's been a passion project of his since the 70s. It's been derailed several times, and he finally just was like, I'm getting older. I got to do this. And they filmed it between 2022 and 2023, like a really good cast. You know, Adam Driver's in it, Dustin Hoffman's in it, John Voight's in it. Really amazing people. They just released a trailer. It looks epic, but at 120 million, you have not added marketing costs, which when you have that big a cast, it's probably another $100 million. It's painful at the box office right now. We all know this. That's going to be a really hard amount to earn back. I mean, he's got a fortune. He's got wineries. He's probably okay. But at the same time, that's a big, huge gamble.
No doubt.
Yeah. And we'll hear more about it because it's in competition at Cannes Film Festival. We'll also hear a lot about Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga, also self-financed, by the way. And remember, he mortgaged his $145 million estate, about 10 acres of that, not the full estate. But he's saying, you know, hey, we filmed the first 2 parts. And he's like, I have no financing whatsoever for parts 3 and 4. And we're starting production next week. I'm just going for it.
Oh, God.
Not even knowing what parts 1 and 2 are going to do. Part 1 comes out in June. Part 2 comes out in August. Like, I'm cringing. And Kevin Costner's been super open about this. He's like, my business manager was like, this is the worst thing you can do. This is a huge risk. Don't do it. But he's saying, he's like, listen, my kids still have plenty of an inheritance. At worst, they lose the 10 acres on my ranch estate. But they'll still have the rest of it. They're going to be fine. So we're going for it.
That's when it's called what?
That is Horizon, an American Saga. Part 1 comes out in June. Part 2 comes out in August. Parts 3 and 4 are being filmed beginning next week.
God, what a story that is. So it could be up to $250 million lost.
Possibly. I mean, it's really unbelievable when you think about it. And you know, it's so funny because Francis Ford Coppola did an interview on Deadline last year with Kevin Costner, and they both talked about risking it all. And I wonder if it doesn't work out for them or if it works out for them. Like, that will be kind of a historic piece of media because gambling in this era of the entertainment industry is huge. I mean, it's a struggle bus in the entertainment industry. This town has not recovered from the 2 strikes. There's a whole thing, you know, a lot of people are leaving the industry. A lot of people, production, they're not expecting production to pick back up until maybe 2025, which is about 6 months away. But for a lot of people, 6 months is a long time without your Hollywood paycheck.
Yeah, no question about that. It's unfortunate. All right, a brilliant report, I thought, with the buzzing in the background and everything.
With the buzzing.
Try to shut it off. Listen to that.
Buzzing and Bob Eubanks.
Getting closer. Was he coming through the floor?
You might be a floor down here.
Everyone, tune into the family to see if Tom survives.
See if I plummet. I just plummet through the floor.
Well, at least you'll have it on video and it'll go viral. So that's
true.
Do it for the socials.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, I will be here. See y'all tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Bird, Entertainment News, brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, I'm going to try to get through that family show with the buzzing and the I mean, what the hell is he drilling?
Wow.
I thought
like somebody's bathtub is going to come flying through the ceiling or something.
Yes.
Are they just demolishing the entire building? What is happening?
It must be.
My God.
I mean, it's unbelievable. You would think, again, they would tell the neighbors there's going to be some noise.
Yeah.
They didn't even bother to tell anybody.
It's probably why Jude was barking earlier.
Yeah.
I bet you that's exactly why I was barking earlier. All right, fellas, we'll talk to you tomorrow, hopefully with no buzzing.
Okay, fingers crossed. Talk to you then.